Welcome to Hydrogen Rising, a bi-weekly podcast created and hosted by the global law firm K&L Gates that brings you analysis of critical, cutting-edge issues impacting the global hydrogen market. We look forward to your engagement and feedback. And of course, don't hesitate to reach out if you have ideas about new topics you'd like us to cover.
Well, good afternoon, Hydrogen Rising listeners. Thrilled back with you as we enter the month of August here. I am joined by my co-host and colleague, Sandy Safro. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, David.
Folks, we are going to keep this one very short today. There's a lot going on in Washington. Of course, in August in Washington is summertime, and so people are out on holidays. We're going to give a little bit of a break here for the next couple of weeks on Hydrogen Rising, but did want to provide a few kind of exciting developments. I think most notably today, this day we're recording, actually Tuesday, August 10th, the U.S. Senate has approved the over $1 trillion infrastructure legislation, which is a major accomplishment. The legislation was approved by a vote of 69 to 30, so a good bipartisan effort there. That bill contains substantial provisions that will benefit the hydrogen industry, both blue and green hydrogen in particular. And not a surprise there in that U.S. Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia, was one of the leading authors of the energy and environmental provisions in the bill. And so given his resources in the state of West Virginia, including coal and natural gas, the opportunity to produce clean hydrogen from those resources, that is hydrogen with carbon capture and other mitigation, was of important, significant priority for him. And as a result, I think there is a little bit of everything for everyone in this legislation. Couple particular notes on that. There is a specific provision that would allow for the creation of several hydrogen hubs across the United States, as well as opportunities for the U.S. Department of Energy to fund significant hydrogen projects across the United States to advance the hydrogen economy. So there is a lot to look forward to, of course, a lot left to do on that. It goes over to the House, and of course, with a very, very narrow margin in the U.S. House of Representatives, it's not entirely clear that the Democrats are going to get this over the line, but that is certainly the goal at this time. I guess the next significant issue, and, this will be a hard one for me, but my longtime law partner, Sandy Safro, who has been my co-host here at Hydrogen Rising, is going to be leaving K&L Gates at the end of this week, but she is going to an amazing new opportunity. So Sandy, why don't you take a minute and tell our listeners about it?
Yeah, thank you, David. It's honestly equally as tough for me to think about, too. When you say we worked together for a long time, we've really worked together almost every day for the last 13 years, which is all of my legal career. And in that time, you've been my boss, you've been my colleague, you've been my mentor and champion. You've always been a friend through all of it. And we worked together to build some pretty cool and exciting things. We built an LNG exports regulatory practice in the early 2010s that we brought over to K&L. And in the last almost 2 years, which is hard to believe that it's been almost 2 years, you've co-led the building of the hydrogen practice here with me, including the launch of this podcast and the Hydrogen Handbook, which we continue to refresh to this day. And we've assembled a fantastic team of hydrogen practitioners here at the firm that really is global. And I will say I will definitely be cheering the team on and have every confidence that the hydrogen practice at K&L Gates will continue to be a go-to for those in the industry. Now, in terms of where I'll be going, I am excited to share that I will be joining the Edison Electric Institute, or EEI. For those who are not familiar with EEI, it is the association that represents all U.S. investor-owned electric utility companies. It has over 65 international members that are international electric companies, and also hundreds of associate members who are industry suppliers and related organizations. At EEI, I will be serving as an Associate General Counsel for Energy and Technology Regulation. And as part of my scope of work, and as is apropos for this podcast, I will be working with EEI and its members on issues related to hydrogen regulation and the regulation of emerging energy technologies. And I really am so excited to work with EEI and its members on these issues, and also excited to share that I will be continuing on as your co-host on Hydrogen Rising. So I'm looking forward to all of the conversations that we have coming up this fall, and really to continuing to get to collaborate with you on what has been a really, really fun and interesting venture for us.
That's right. I'm incredibly excited about that, and I expect our listeners will be all the more benefited by your experience at EEI. So that's fantastic. Last thing we want to just quickly talk to all of our listeners about today is our upcoming schedule. We're really excited. We've got some great programs coming up. One of the first ones is going to be a conversation with one of our clients in Australia who is actually developing technology that will serve as a catalyst for hydrogen demand. We have frequently on the program talked about that kind of chicken or the egg problem, production versus demand, and how do you stimulate one without the other? In this case, this is a really interesting company that I think is making real progress to increase the opportunity for industrial demand for hydrogen.
Yeah, really excited for that conversation, David. And then just to give folks a sense of what we've got coming up for the rest of the year, we are really looking forward to sharing a 3-part series on hydrogen in the maritime sector. It's one of those areas of the economy that falls into the very challenging or hardest to abate sectors, and an area where there seems to be a lot of interest and activity. And then, of course, this fall, we'll have National Hydrogen Day coming up on October 8th. And we are planning a special episode for that, hopefully with some really exciting special guests. So be sure to tune in for that one.
And as noted, we will resume our normal coverage on Wednesday, September 1st, as folks in the Northern Hemisphere return from summer holidays. But thanks for all of our loyal listeners out there. Have a good rest of the month of August.
See you guys soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Hydrogen Rising. Be sure to subscribe to receive timely notifications of future episodes, and check out our market-leading publication, The Hydrogen Handbook, on our website at www.klgates.com.